Hey Jules Plus Vegan, and as always, welcome to my channel. And for those who are new, I know you can benefit. So how's it going, peeps? I'm great, as usual, right? I am struggling. I am not going to talk about what it is. I'm just going to ask for prayers, blind prayer intentions, where you just say, I don't know what it is, Father, but Juliana needs prayer. Give it. Taking a breath. I know God's on the case. You know, sometimes you're waiting and waiting for things to happen. And I know they say in God's time, and I'm sure it is in His time, but we are running on a human clock. And when His time doesn't match ours, it's stressful. So I'm going to remember to breathe. I'm going to remember that I am absolutely provided for at this time, that I am doing the footwork, and that the miracle is coming. All right, so anyway, I called this video Never Stop Being a Good Person Because of Bad People. And that's the icon for this video, but I have a fantastic, I guess, article. I think it's an article. I don't know. I never know. Is it an article? Is it a blog? Is it a site? Whatever it is, I will totally attach it to the description of this video, so you do not need to take notes. All right, so never stop being a good person because of bad people. And that is so completely true. And I know it because I teach little kids. And even when we were young, I'm sure there were so many times where you heard people say, just because someone told you to jump off a bridge, would you do it? Or whatever, you don't need to do it just because everybody else is. What I see so many times is that I will have children hit each other and say horrific things to one another. And I'm like, oh my goodness, where did that come from? Well, he said it to me first. Well, he was going to hit me, so I hit him first. And well, he hurt my feelings at recess, so I wanted to hurt his feelings too. And they said a mama joke, so I wanted to double say a mama joke. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I understand that in a child's perspective. And I think they need to learn, right away who they're called to be, and that they do not need to lower themselves to that other person's behavior. But what's interesting is how often I saw that with adults, where adults would be wicked awful. And they'd be like, well, that's because of the way they are to me. But if you knew me in other aspects of my life, I'm never like that. I only respond that way here because that's how. And I'm like, wow, we are called to be who we are in every situation. I am not going to suddenly start being verbally abusive to someone because they were terrible to me. I am not going to participate in road rage because somebody else cut me off on the freeway. I am the same person in every setting, and I am certain of that. And it might be partly why I look the same as I did in preschool, because I've always been consistent in who I am, and I think I look the exact same for the same reason. I don't really put on a different face. Sometimes when I'm in public and I'm just people watching, I have sort of a gift, and I know I was joking the other day about being intuitive, if you saw that video. I actually am intuitive. My entire family has a psychic ability, which I only see from God and in no way abuse at all. But another gift that He gives me from time to time is the ability to see someone's inner child, to only see them as their inner child. Sometimes when I'm watching the news, I'll see someone, whether it's the police captain giving a report, whether it's someone defending their position when they're totally corrupt, even someone like the president, and all I see is their inner child, this scared little child who's just calling out. All of us, so many of us operate from our smallest being. So anyway, I encourage you to be who you are in every setting. And to not change. If you have a kind heart, you have one. If you have a compassionate heart, you have one. If you're a caring, understanding person, it's who you are. Don't change that up depending on the setting or how people are responding to you. That was pure grace for me. I was a loving light and joy to the very last second that I left my previous school site. And no one could say otherwise, because I wasn't going to give in to the ridiculousness of deciding that I was going to be bitter or half perform or anything else just because they had let me go. It wasn't going to happen. So anyway, this is the article, and as always, because I'm attaching it, I am not going to go into total detail. I'm hoping you'll take a moment for it. And again, it's called Never Stop Being a Good Person Because of Bad People. Please don't. All right, so here is what it says. 15 traits of people with true integrity. Trust and integrity are the foundations of good relationship. While anyone can say that they are reliable in a job interview or on a first date, how do you know if they are in fact a person with genuine integrity? When determining if the people in your life are truly trustworthy, here are 15 habits integral for people with genuine integrity, which if you don't have it this time, you can certainly pray for and work towards. I had to pray for a compassionate heart. I did not come from that setting. All right, so number 1 is being trustworthy. Trustworthy goes beyond just agreeing to keep a secret or watching your cat for the weekend. Being trustworthy means they can be counted on no matter what. Number 2, accountable. We all make mistakes, but a person with genuine integrity knows when to take the blame. Being reliable, along with accountability, reliability is another big clue to someone's integrity. No one likes someone who promises big but doesn't deliver. Sharing the spotlight. This is particularly important in the office. If you're working on a project with a team, but only one person takes the credit, you know you won't want to work with them in the future. So, the importance of sharing credit, being humble. A little humility goes a long way, but if you have someone in your life who is constantly avoiding praise or compliments, remind them of how important and valuable they are and that it's okay to accept praise. Working to find a solution. An integrous person doesn't just say, well, screw it, it didn't work out. They try and find a solution. Even people with the best moral compass and a stringent code of ethics will find themselves in an argument or disagreement at one point or another. It's human nature. However, people with integrity don't spend their time arguing their side. Instead, they will work to find a solution and a compromise. Being genuine. Finding a genuine person might be a little like trying to find a needle in a haystack. Being genuine means being sincere in everything you do. When a person of integrity gives you a compliment, you know that they genuinely mean it. Being generous. You can tell a lot about a person, not just on how they talk to a server in a restaurant, certainly not demeaning that person in any way, but how they donate to causes, how they give a generous tip, how they discuss money among friends and family. Generosity and genuineness tend to go hand in hand. Lending a helping hand. An integrous person is happy to give to the food pantry, donate to the Red Cross. They don't mind giving their time, which time is so valuable. You know, every time I interview children on what they want, it's never things. It's just time with their family. Kindness. People with integrity know that being kind to others is priority number 1. And that's something I always try and do. I don't try and burden people with what's actually going on in my life. I mean, let's be fair, Jules Blessed Vegan is a chance to share my honesty. But like in the workplace and stuff, I didn't bring my junk from home. I stayed present and I only praised, encouraged, and remained in the moment of what I could do to ease people's lives, starting with a smile, which is completely free. And I always love to just greet people with how are you, you know? In fact, number 11, raising up others. Sometimes you come across people who love to tear others down. Everyone needs someone who supports them, but those with integrity go that extra mile. Genuine individuals want you to succeed, so they will hold you to your goals and help you achieve them. Man, that's so true. Not only all of my students absolutely improving, but the grown-ups and team around me, reminding them of the smallest bit of what made them so able, special, capable. When people hear that, they just sit up taller, right? Number 12, valuing others' time. Making sure that when you call someone and they spend the entire conversation on them, really? No, I keep it brief. I inquire about the other person. I get to my point if I have one and move on. I don't want to waste people's valuable time. Number 14, believing people. Not only can genuine and reliable people be trusted, but they also trust and rely on other people. For people with integrity, you're in their good graces unless you give them a good reason not to be. They will take someone at their word and leave it at that. If you owe them money, they won't hammer you. If you tell them something, they will take you at your word. And that's not suggesting naivety or stupidity. It's just taking the time to know people well enough so that you understand what it is that you can trust them. It's partly our fault when we give too much, when we entrust too much to someone who isn't even capable of handling that. Like, we have to know what the people around us can handle. And when we give, for me in particular, give it as a gift. If it comes back, that's a gift. But you'll never be disappointed if you give it as a gift with no expectation. That's the best. All right, number 15, seeing the best in others. It's kind of hand in hand with believing people. Along with taking people at their word, there is something to be said for the way people with integrity view others. You might know one or two people who can see the best in people rather than the worst, and sometimes even to a fault. But this is a trait that not many have. But those who do are well worth keeping in your life because they can often offer a different, if sometimes challenging, perspective. If you're trying to determine if someone has real integrity, if they can be relied on, and if they are kind of person worth having in your life, look at these 15 traits. So again, I didn't even read all of these to you by any means. I mean, yes, I read the 15, but I didn't go into detail because I'm hoping you're going to take a moment and go back to reading this. And this blog, I think it is called Higher Perspective. Correct. Let me see what it says. Higher Perspective. Correct, reveal, transcend. Oh, forgive me. Connect. Yeah. Connect, reveal, and transcend. Higher Perspective. Oh, my Lord. They have over 9 million likes. 9 million. Hey, I don't want to say that I'm grasping at their heels, but I do have 90 followers now. You know what? I'm a best kept secret on the internet. All right, as always, my friends, like if you like, join us if you haven't. It is already going on 11 o'clock, and I said I'd be in the swimming pool at 4 in the morning, my time, which actually means 10 to 4, so I can pull myself together. Maybe, maybe not. It's all right. I did a lot of things right today. I did my exercise. I did my prayer. I took care of family. I drank my 16 cups of water. I did a lot of things right. I made my Jules Plus vegan video. I'm going to hold on to some of that. And the reason I'm still up at 11 o'clock and probably will be up until 1 in the morning is because I am working on applications. And I want those to be fresh in the inbox when they get in tomorrow morning. So prayers welcome on that. And until we talk again, like if you like, join us if you haven't, and best of all, know that you're blessed.